Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting video. We're going to be doing a palette tag. We're going to be doing the Samantha March palette tag. If you want to check any of it out, I will leave a link to her video down below of the specific one because she's done a few, but the one that I'm using down below, I will link it there so you can go check that one out. I'm going to have all the prompts down there as well, but it's basically just palettes, just chatting palettes as we always do. Just a new way to chat about them and different perspectives on the prompts and what I would pick for each one. Just before we get into this video and all of the lovely palettes that I picked out, I actually had to write them down. I made a list earlier today, so I knew exactly which ones I was going to pick. I'm a nerd like that. I like to write things down. But yeah, I'm very excited to get into it. But just before we do get into it, this look is filmed. It is already live on my channel, I think. I'm pretty sure. It's already live on my channel, so go hit subscribe down below to see that. My Instagram is linked down there as well for all the up-close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks. And my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content. So let us get into the palette tag. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be a fun little video I'm going to do. So, by the way, if you want to see any of these palettes in action, I have at least first impressions on every single one of them. If not, 2 or 3 looks, 1 palettes with all of them. So just go onto my channel where my videos are and search said palette that I mentioned and you will get to find them. There's only one that I don't have a 2 looks on palette, I think, and a couple that I don't have first impressions on that are like older, but that's about it really. I kind of have everything for all of them. Okay, so first, number 1 is my newest palette. The newest palette that I bought and haven't bought anything since really. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. I only recently popped a video up of this on my channel. It's a beautiful palette inspired by Ireland, by the coast of Ireland, and just all things Irish, and I am Irish, so therefore it's very special to me, so I had to buy it. I've been loving playing with this a little bit. I do have my 2 looks and palettes planned soon. Don't know when it's going up, but it is planned. I have my looks planned out for it as well, but playing with it is really fun. This navy is just stunning. I love it so much. The shimmers are beautiful. Nomad's formula is always amazing, so I knew I had to have it. There is 1 or 2 more that I want off them, but I'm still waiting. We're not getting them just yet. The Ghost Town is the one I'm talking about really, but I'm still gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer for that one. But got this one recently because I just had to have it, and I'm so happy I do. Next up is my oldest palette. Now this was kind of hard because I had quite old palettes and I wasn't sure which one I got first in summer, like old that don't even have brands on them, which you'll see in my declutter when I eventually do it. But I went with the oldest palette that I have that was kind of mainstream at the time, more indie kind of style as well, my oldest one of those. So I went with the September Rose Slush palette, and this is just summer in a palette, just summer rainbow gorgeousness. It's so pretty, still beautiful. The shimmers in it, apart from the blue there, they're not like super, and this blue, so this blue and this blue are more duochromy. The rest are just kind of classic shimmers. The mattes are beautiful. There's some satin shades. I love the idea of having like your light to dark gradient with each color scheme as well. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it in the summer as well, and yeah, I'll always keep this in my collection. It's a very special palette to me. Next up is my most expensive palette. Now this was also kind of difficult because I don't remember, and I'm not really that fussed on how much I spend on my palettes. Like I do have a limit, but like I can go, you know, give or take a little bit. My original thought was going to be, but I don't actually have it here, it's in my boyfriend's house, is the Melt Muerte palette. That was kind of my biggest purchase at the time and my most expensive one. But I've actually gone with my Glaminatrix Nocturnal palette, or any Glaminatrix palette that I have that I've bought, but I think it's only this and the Silent Eye, which I bought together. So this is the outer packaging here. It's the most beautiful grungy dream. She's stunning. I adore this palette. It's one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. It's so beautiful. The reason why this is more expensive, the palette itself is not actually that expensive, but I had to spend a lot of money getting it from Australia to here to Ireland, across the globe. So with customs and all kinds of, I end up spending a lot more money on it than I would in any other palette, which I've paid customs on a few, but not as much as this. But I honestly will say it was so worth it. So worth it. I loved it so much. Next up is the most affordable palette, and I have cheaper palettes than this, but I think your bang for your buck really makes a difference. So what you can get for your money, and for me it's the Beauty Bay palettes, the 20 pound palettes that they come out, like the themed ones. Not, well, the other ones are like affordable as well and you get a lot for the money as well, but for like this kind of color story, and I'm talking about dark fantasy, which I haven't done a video on yet, but I will, new romance or new romantics, what was the other one? Wilderness as well I have. Like, the color story you get out of this is so beautiful. The shades you get out of this is so beautiful. The shimmers are so different and shifty and gorgeous. And I think it was like 20, no, I think it was like €12 for me or something like that. I may have got it on sale. I think it was like £18 maybe, and then it would have been like 20 something euro. But I'm pretty sure I bought this on sale. So I love these. I think they work so beautiful. This reminds me of 2020 during lockdown, because I was using this a lot during that time and I was so excited using this, and it made me want to buy all the other ones. So any more £20 from Beauty Bay I will probably buy if the colour story really shouts at me. Okay, next up is a very hard one. This is the everyday palette, what you use every day. And I don't have one. I don't use one palette every day. I don't have a set look that I do every day. I have a set work look that I do, but that's only because I do it on the bus in the morning and I don't really wear that much makeup going to work anymore. So my everyday makeup is this, but it could be some of my other colourful looks. But I went with one that I know I dip into a lot when I want something quick and easy and I don't know what I want to wear, but I'm kind of going to do something with my eyes. And it's the Melt She's in Parties palette, because this for me is like a neutral palette. It's stunning. It's so burgundy and rustic and just beautiful antique sort of look, which I always love. If I'm going neutral, I go this kind of route, or I go cool tone, grungy. This is the kind of vibe I usually go for. You've got your gorgeous shimmers in there. You have got this beautiful light shimmer here, which is like a kind of cream shade with a pink shift to it. This one is my favorite shade in the whole palette, which is like a mauve with like pink sparkles in it as well. Just a beautiful, beautiful palette. Something that I can do a lot with. Do a smoky eye, do a soft look, do smoky liner, like whatever way I want to do it, I can get a lot out of this. Next up is my most colourful palette. Now I do have another one that's probably a bit more colourful than this, and you could say the September Rose is a bit more colourful than this, but I already picked those for the things. This I went with one that I have filmed but I haven't uploaded because it got discontinued and I didn't have time to edit it, so I kind of just got pushed way back. So if you do want to see my videos on that, let me know down in the comments. I can still post them, I just have to have time to edit them. But I went with my Blend Bunny Surge palette. I was so excited getting this palette, and then like literally a couple of weeks later they announced that they were discontinuing it. I'm so sad. But she is super colourful and in a perfect way. You've got your colour scheme down in rose, and you've got your kind of light pastel, you've got your neon, you've got your kind of stronger, more vibrant shade, you've got your deep darkening kind of shade for each individual colour scheme, and then your shimmer to match as well. So you can literally just go row by row, or you can mix and match and do whatever you want with it. It's whatever you want to do, and I just think it's beautiful. It's a perfect way to a colourful palette that's not necessarily rainbow but leans into rainbow if you want it to be. You can kind of do whatever. And now our smallest palette, our little bitty babies. I actually picked two because I have both the same size. These are my Odin's Eye 6-pan palettes. So I've got Erd, which is this one, and I have got the Mini Sky, which is this one. So Mini Sky is what I got first. It's more neutral. Also kind of reminds me of lockdown as well, because I used this as well during that time. And more kind of plummy, purpley, but on the neutral end, terracotta kind of colours in that one. And then Erd is just, oh, this is just me in a palette. When you see it, you will understand. When I went to Paris in March with work, we got like a work trip and went to Paris, and we're going to the Moulin Rouge. I went to see the Moulin Rouge. It was very funny. There was boobs everywhere. This is the palette that I brought with me because I was wearing like kind of like a golden kind of antique gold sort of style dress, and I knew I wanted to wear green in my eyes, and this is the palette that I brought, and I wore this. And it's beautiful. I always love this palette. I think it's the perfect way you could do a 6-pan palette with 6 shades. This is how you do it. This is how you make it cohesive, and this is how you make it so you can do multiple looks with just 6 colours and not have it be monochrome but still have it be a colour scheme. Just well done Odin's Eye. And on the other end of that, we've got our biggest palette. This is the Be Perfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti from Stacey Marie. She's massive. I have to like lean right back just to get her in. This is my biggest palette, absolutely, with the most colours in it, and this is the one I was going to put in my colourful one, obviously, but it's big, so I had to have it in my big palette. So gorgeous. I do wish there was kind of 1 or 2 more shimmers in here, just an extra, like a blue shimmer or an orange shimmer or something like that, or a yellow shimmer would actually be really nice, just to have a little bit more shimmer option. But I love this palette. I always enjoy kind of pulling this out when I need to use any of the shades, and I think it's a very fun palette. The only thing is it's massive, so it's a bit of a hassle having to like make space for it on my table and stuff like that. I'm racing against the clock here because my camera might die on me, so I'm trying to get through these as quick as I can. Next up, what is next? Smallest, biggest, best memory. Okay, best memory has to go with Unearthly Cosmetics because they reached out to me. Well, I've also gotten a PR like palette sent out to me with a single eyeshadow from Glaminatrix, the Glamorous palette, which has also got a really good mix. That's the very first time I ever got PR. But this was different. This was like, they reached out to me on Instagram. They were like, would you like to kind of get some PR from us? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, wow. Okay, cool. I was expecting like a palette, maybe a lipstick, maybe a highlighter, that kind of thing. No, 3 palettes, 4 highlighters, 5 liquid lipsticks, and the entire range of 8 of their like multi-chrome liquid liners. Shooketh when I opened the box, shocked. So I'm going to just show Fairy Frolic for this one, but I do have more. Fairy Frolic is probably my favourite so far, even though I haven't used my Dead of Night just yet. And I have a feeling that's probably gonna overtake it. But she's just a gorgeous autumn dream, but still kind of springtime as well. You can kind of use it either or. I used it more autumn and then in springtime. I kind of done both with it. The shimmers are stunning. This golden kind of orange down here is absolutely beautiful. I think the mattes go really well with the shimmers. You can mix and match and do a little bit of everything with them. I just love this, and I just have a very, very like warm place for this in my heart because of the situation in which I got this one. Because I'm just a little old YouTuber over here with very little, like I've only got 3,000 subscribers and I don't get recognition over here, and that was a big deal for me. Very big deal. Next up is a palette that is worth the hype. Oh, it's freaking bats. Yeah, there was a lot of hype around this because anyone who was mine still says Butte Bean, but Betty Bean now, Betty Jean, was gunning for this palette, including me. I got up super early to try and order this palette, and it sold out. And I almost cried. Like, I almost cried because when you like look at this color story, and it's kind of spooky themed, and it's Betty Jean, and like look at the color story, like I seen this and I was like, oh my God, I have to have that color story in my life. I was honestly fuming the whole time I thought I didn't get it. And then they announced they were going to do pre-orders, so you could pre-order and then just wait until it was ready to ship, which was a bit of a mess, but it was fine. I got it like a couple of weeks later. A little bit longer than what the regular shipping would have been. It wasn't too crazy. I know some people were waiting so long on theirs, which I was very happy I wasn't one of those people. But like, look, and just the shimmers, shimmers are just amazing. I know there's a bit of a controversy happening around Shroud where she kind of like ghosted everyone for ages. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. I don't look into drama like that, so. But all I know is that she makes great eyeshadows and this is beautiful. Yeah, it's my favourite Shroud palette in my whole collection. I just love it. This could also be one of my best memories. It could also be an everyday palette because I use this so much. Like, I done a get ready with me using this in spooky season last year. So I just forever, ever love this palette. I always get excited when I get to pull this out and use it again. And then next is one that's not worth the hype. Now, that was hard for me because I usually only buy palettes that I think I'm gonna like anyway. So I kind of went with one that I think I would just alter. I feel like everyone told me it was how amazing this palette was, and I just want to change things about it. It's the Melt Smoke Sessions palette, which is shocking because I actually really enjoy this palette. It's beautiful, but it just needs 2 more shades, and it needs to be 2 more mattes, and it needs to be like this color in matte form over here, and then like this color in matte form over here, and then it's perfect. It is absolutely perfect, and it will be so worth it. For me, the fact that it's just 2 super dark mattes with Melt's formula as well is kind of hard to blend. You have to really take your time, and I always end up pulling something else in or having to use a clean brush or something like that to blend it out. I just wish there was another shade in there just for blending for each side of this. But the shimmers are stunning. The mattes that are there are beautiful. Wanted a little bit more of it. I just always find I don't use it because I always have to pull something with it. Okay, second last prompt. We have got your favorite palette from your favorite brands. Now, I don't necessarily have a favorite brand. I have multiple favorite brands, but one that I have a lot of palettes from now, and I've been loving the formula, and I've been very excited whenever they release something. Not that I've been buying everything, but everything of this type I've been buying, and when they do another one, because I have a feeling they're going to do another one around October again, I will also be buying that one. Don't even care what it looks like. I'm going to buy it. I know, very weird, but you know, it's Glamlight. Glamlight has just taken over my collection. Like, I just have everything. I'm wearing Glamlight on my cheeks right now. I have already mentioned, or I will already mention, another Glamlight palette in here as well in a second. But yeah, I'm obsessed with them. But my favourite palette that they've ever come out with is the Camp Crystal Lake from the Friday the 13th collection. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake is what it's called. Because it's spooky, it's horror, and I'm obsessed with horror movies. There's Mr. Jason right there. I've also got my Jason mirror. Where's Jason? Where did you go, Jason? Like, it is rare that I will buy an entire collection all at once. I'll usually pick and choose bits from it, but with these collections I bought everything. So I have Jason mirror. I've also got Friday the 13th. I've got Chucky. I have got Ghostface. Not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Chucky, Ghostface. And the only one I don't have the full collection of is Chucky, because it sold out so quick. That I was only able to get the palette and the Tiffany lip and the mirror as well. But this is my favourite palette that they came out with these ones. It just has a bit of everything for me. I don't know what it is. It just makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. I love the murky greens with the neutrals. I love these kind of swampy emerald, if that makes sense. Not swampy green, swampy emerald. Deep navies, the blood red, beautiful black in there as well. And weird mauves. I don't know where they came in, but I love it. I love it so much. This is by far my favourite Glamlight palette. Absolutely. And I will be doing a 2 looks 1 palette on this around spooky season, as well as a Freddy versus Jason with the palettes as well. Okay, and then our last prompt is our most used palette, and again it's Glamlight. This is a palette that I was surprised I was going to use it as much as I do, but I always just grab it when I want something that has a bit of everything in it and I need to bring it to my boyfriend's house and I don't know what kind of look I'm going to do. I usually bring this because it usually does a little bit of everything for me. And this is the Michaela palette. She's just perfect. I also love the kind of movable glitters in it. But you've got your neutrals, you've got warm neutrals, you've got cool neutrals. Let me move in a little bit. You've got your pinks, purples, greens, yellows. Like, there's an element of rainbow in there, but not quite. Mix and match. You can do your grunge, but you can do your pops of colour. You can do dark coloured smoky eyes, like a really deep emerald green, or blue or anything like that. Or you could go very soft and wearable, and I just think it just gives me everything I need for just anything really that I need it to be. And that's why I just really enjoyed the palette, and the shimmers in this are beautiful. That was my first Glamlight palette, and when I swatched the shimmers in this, I was shocked at how beautiful they were. I don't know why I was so shocked, but I was shocked. And are we out of prompts? I think we're out of prompts. That is our tag. I tried to get that done really quick because I know my camera's going to die on me. So I hope you all enjoyed my little tag video that was made by Samantha Marked, which is linked down below. The prompts are down below as well, so I'd love to hear from you guys what you would pick for each prompt. Let me know in the comments what your picks would be for each one, and we'll see how different we are and what our collections are like. It's very fun to do that. So comment down below what your picks are. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around for people, and also let me know that you like the video, and I'll continue to do many more. Don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming up. We have got more chatty videos like this. We've got declutters, we've got build your own palettes, we have got first impressions, 2 looks 1 palettes, get ready with me's, palette bingos, all the jazz is all happening here, so hit subscribe down below. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below. I post all my up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, so go follow both of those down below, as well as my TikTok for a little bit of extra content. And I think that's everything for me, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.